Geez, you'd think after 18 episodes, we'd know how to do that.
Yeah.
That's sad.
That's okay.
That's all right.
I'm going to forgive myself for that.
Yeah. Someone said there's no losing, there's only learning.
It's easier to ask forgiveness than permission.
I've heard that. Well, I've asked a couple of times, and it's really difficult with deaf people.
Really? It's really hard to ask. You can't ask for forgiveness for everything.
Yeah, okay, this is a great starting point. Hi, The Pretty Cast, episode 18, P-Money, K-Dog. I've just named myself K-Dog. We're going to go with it.
Oh my
I don't know if that's the thing, but we're going to run with it. Commit. So, like, someone said this I was having this conversation about, I don't know if I'm quite on track, but here, let's go with it. Mm-hmm. If you're always worrying about your own plate or your own backyard, like, are we worrying about other people's? And where do we understand what actually is acceptance and what is unacceptable?
Moral code.
Yeah, okay, great. Moral code, great. But when you've got 6 to 7 billion people in the world with multiple different religions, political beliefs and laws, at what point do we start to go, okay, instead of being like, why is that country doing that? That's a bad country. When every country, now there are extremes to everything, every country has their bad.
Yeah.
And we're trying to literally pin ourselves above each other being like, well, we're less bad. Mm-hmm. That's how.
Yeah.
Guys.
There's no universal bad.
There's no universal, like there is universal agreement on a category of things that are like, people are like, doesn't matter what you are, that's bad, right? Yeah. But then there's a whole bunch of shit in between where we kind of work around it in grey areas.
Yeah.
For such an intelligent species, we still seem to be making a lot of mistakes and learning from our mistakes and learning from other mistakes and, mistakes. It just kind of, at what point do we kind of go, well, if you keep worrying about yourself and staying in your lane and making sure your backyard's all tidy, you're not looking after your neighbours, you're not looking after everyone. How do we know who's suffering? How do we know who's not suffering? I just think that it's a bit deeper than sometimes we like to go into talking about.
Yeah, 100%.
Do we scratch the surface hard enough?
You went straight in the deep end. No, it's okay, because I was more talking about like surface level things, like I don't know, like cheating. But then you went on. Yeah. But then you went straight into like, 100%.
Yeah. So the
dichotomy
of it.
I don't know if there is a harmonious dynamic that exists because of religion and stuff like that. I mean, Will Anderson and Tim Minchin do a really good interview about about philosophy and about how how we can't really come to an agreement because of religion, because everyone has different beliefs.
And not even just religion, even political beliefs and countries are not necessarily religiously driven. So let's not make this like a blanket religion thing, but certain countries and the way they tolerate and raise their countrymen, even sorry, I was trying to work for get the thesaurus out and find a couple of different words.
Countrymen.
Yeah, well, if we're being all patriotic. Yeah, I just think it's like one rule for us, another rule for everyone else, and for everything in between, lock it out or kill it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really seem like, a lot of compassion goes into a lot of the decision making.
On that note, shall we read some bad news?
Yeah. Okay. So we've decided this is going to be our thing, and we apologise for being on our phones. PS draw 4. But can I tell you this story? Okay, I just got to tell this story.
Okay.
So I was walking down a laneway with my buddy JD, and we walked down this laneway, twice a week, let's say, just for average. That's 104 times a year, and never before have we seen this. It was an upside down Uno card in the middle of the road, sitting there. And we looked at each other and we were like, there's no way. And then I picked it up without looking. I was like, draw 4. And he was like, oh my God. And it was literally a draw 4. So we were hoping someone was sitting on a balcony watching us going, but I've had that card for about 2 years now. It's not going anywhere. But we're going to read the news. We're going to see, based on our deep discussions and our surface value discussions, based on...
There's no good news.
There's never good news. Do you know what I mean? The news never has...
This is the best that good news gets. You ready? One of my biggest dreams came true. The Bachelorette's Angie Kent gets a surprise proposal during Sydney Harbour Bridge climb. That's as good as the news gets today.
That's pretty bleak. That's pretty bleak.
Harbour Bridge? How many people do you reckon have gotten married on the Harbour Bridge? Or engaged, at least?
Yeah, that's pretty cliche, isn't it? I mean, you'd hate to do that on a windy day, wouldn't you?
Also, who's Angie Kent?
Sounds like a Kent. Kent. So, I'm on what some would perceive as a somewhat reliable news source. It seems to, ABC. It's pretty bleak. It's a lot of coronavirus. Apparently, there was a Sydney gun violence prompts police blitz.
Where?
Smoky in New South Wales now. I don't want to click on the article because...
No, just read me the headline.
Well, that is live. New South Wales now.
Yeah, right.
Crackdown on gun violence. Smoky skies to blanket parts of the state. Oh, good.
It's a bit smoky out there.
Yeah, so... so it's...
At least that was...
Well, we knew that was coming,
factual.
didn't we? We knew it was going to be hot, and we knew there was probably going to be some smoke.
Yeah, because it's bushfires.
Based on last year and many of the years before, knew that one was coming. There's a lot of COVID stuff still. Government to share personal data. Should you be worried? Yep, probably.
Oh, gosh. I watched what was the documentary I watched? It's like Social Disaster or something like that on Netflix last night. And it's about how like Google, Facebook and Instagram and all these things have literally made their platforms so that they are addictive and so that they do mimic like a pokies machine. Yeah. And no one's been focusing on actually trying to make people not engage with their phones. The companies are not designed. They don't make money from you living a wholesome like...
Oh, no, they don't want you to do that.
No, you got to leave it on here.
That's why Facebook bought Instagram, because they were like, well, people are spending time off of our app. We'd rather if they're spending time off of our app, it still be on our dollar. So they were like, well, fuck it, we'll buy Instagram.
Yeah.
And I know I haven't watched that one in particular yet, but I did see something about that.
My kids have become introverted assholes who don't sleep. Mother sells her son's new PlayStation 4 because they've become self-entitled, and she even offers to throw them in for free to any buyer.
Well, she's selling her kids.
The kids.
Is that like a tutor thing or legit?
No, this sounds legit. A Sydney mother sells her son's new PlayStation 4 because they've become self-entitled.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah.
Well, not the kids.
Do you reckon
don't sell the bundle deal, but I'd sell the PlayStation.
The PlayStation world's wild. The video game world is wild.
Well, see, this is funny because we just brought up the pokies, right? So, like, how is gaming not too dissimilar to, being addictive when it comes to... I think for
some people who are socially inept, like, video games really comes in handy because they can...
There's a community There's a community.
There is a level of engagement, but to people who are... more socially stable, like that kind of, you can lose a lot of time. I don't know. You can lose a lot of time playing video games. I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, how much different is it to me just binge watching Gossip Girl?
Yeah, so the thing about binge watching Gossip Girl is slightly different. So the thing about binge watching TV shows is, ready for this one?
I'm here.
When you have abandonment issues, there's always that TV show you can go back to because they're not going anywhere. That's your friends, your little family. You think...
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
You adopt that group of people as your friends. And when everything in life fails, you regress back to the relationships that you aspire or enjoy, that dynamic working. Now, all TV shows, like I've told you before, US TV shows particularly, hone in on the similar issues and they celebrate the same things periodically, Halloween, Christmases, all the things. So they appear to you to be attainable. They appear to you to be normal. The budgets of these shows are phenomenal and life doesn't work like that. But
I couldn't relate more to what you're saying right now just because like... right down to the abandonment issues, like even going through a breakup right now, like I can't watch anything new because I can't.
You're scared.
So I've been rewatching Schitt's Creek just literally over and over again, like because I can't
you're scared to invest again.
Wow.
Because you've been hurt before.
Oh my God.
Watching TV shows and movies for some people is like playing video games and creating a community or a world for yourself.
So then it is similar to video games.
You connect and how you want to be treated. An escapism. Absolutely.
So it is similar? Is that your argument?
I was chiming in with maybe similar but dissimilar because gaming doesn't necessarily always offer the same level of contentment that TV shows do, because if you're rewatching a TV show that you know the outcome, you're comfortable because you already know the outcome. Gaming's a little bit different because
probably more engaged.
The outcome is never always the same unless you're playing a game that is so basic that there's always only ever 3 or 4 outcomes. So
which is not how they are anymore. Now they're like full on other worlds.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you've been joining us for 18 episodes, you know how deep this can get sometimes. And we got off pretty quickly.
Oh,
what else you got for me,
It went
Pearl?
flying. Tradie's finger is torn off after his wedding ring got caught on his ute, and he shares gruesome pictures as a warning to others. Oh, I'm looking at the photo right now. Can't. Oh, MasterChef judge Jock Zonfrillo pranks co-star Andy Allen with an epic birthday gag as he quarantines in Sydney hotel. Okay, so Daily Mail's not as depressing as all of the other ones.
Yeah, but apparently Daily
it's just
Mail
a bit
wouldn't
lame.
exist without reality TV.
Well, yeah.
Because
Do you reckon Daily Mail ever went to print? Like, do you reckon they ever committed that shit to paper?
Imagine if you were like literally producing mass papers around the country, and this is like remember gossip magazines?
News Weekly, like NW, and like it's a gossip mag, gossip mag, TMZ.
But they get sued all the time for making shit up. Yet they keep doing it. And that's the thing. Like, what reality are you buying into, really, at the end of the day? Because, you know, you and me have social media accounts for our artistic work. And, you know, we're not household names by any stretch of the imagination. That's fine. We're not trying to be rah-rah. But we
have to use it as a tool.
You have to use it as the tool, as the platform. But don't sit there and honestly watch someone's 5 minutes a week and think that that's the person they are 24/7. Because it's all, let's turn it on, baby.
I think
Lights, camera, action, baby.
I think after watching this documentary last night, I genuinely, like, I'm starting to get a bit scared of my phone. Like, I'm having those moments where I'm like, oh! Like, every time you're on it, there's, like, a multitude of things to do.
Yeah.
And, right down to the screen time thing now, it's like, I got 5.5 hours the other day.
And that's not good. And yeah, that's real bad.
That's wild.
That's bad. For a day.
For a day.
I don't even think my battery lasts that long.
Well, I suppose I was like Uber driving for a bit and shit.
Oh, that's different then. That's
For a
different.
couple of hours.
That was work.
Well, that's the thing. But that's the thing. There's no
no
difference between like personal life and work life. Like, it all happens on the same fucking device.
I'm super scared of
and
when...
it freaks me out.
I'm super scared of when Ableton becomes available on your phone and or an iPad tablet.
Yeah.
Because that's
cool.
Well, it'd be dope, don't get me wrong. Super difficult to make that happen because I just think it uses way too much processing power. Oh, Facebook for Business. Fucking listen to me, bastards.
Yeah, actually, that's one of the things that they were saying on this documentary is that Facebook are literally, they make so much advertising money selling your future because we like selling futures because we use it. Yeah.
It triggers and listens.
I know.
And you buy in.
But you know when someone just says it in a particular way that really resonates with you? And I was like,
well, the glass wall shatters, right? It all starts to break down. You start to go,
the glass shattering again.
Oh, why isn't there parts of China where you have a rating system? And basically, if you're, I could be elaborately making this up, and I really
fake news.
Well, I feel like I've heard it enough times for it to not be. I'm pretty sure they were trying to introduce this like rating system where basically if you're poor, good luck, and if you're rich, you have 5 stars. It's like Uber, where it's like if you have a higher rating, you'll get more trips and stuff. But if you're
social credit system, is a national reputation system being developed by the Chinese Communist Party. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Wasn't making it up. That's have you seen that movie with Justin Timberlake and he's got the time on his wrist?
Yeah,
and that's, what's it called?
In Time.
I can't believe I didn't remember that if that's what it's called.
I
Double check that bad boy for me.
Did we have this conversation? I literally tried to do that. Yeah, In Time.
Yeah, right. And he and you basically your life is ticking away on your wrist.
And it's a currency.
I mean, I'm sorry I don't have my Apple Watch on me right now, but hello. You're watching screen time. Hello. Yeah. You're watching it all tick, tick,
I mean,
tick,
that's just life.
Thanks for tuning in on your device to listen to us.
How many times do you know how many times I say a week the phrase, oh, well, such is life? Way too often at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Such is life is the opposite to YOLO.
Yeah, okay, so
it's the same,
it's
but
funny
it's
you
different.
mention that because at the moment I feel like because like personally and globally I'm going through very tumultuous time.
Yeah, 2020 is rough.
Not really tumultuous, just straight up down, like just straight up shit time. But I keep the phrase like, I keep coming back to this whole like, oh well, treat yourself. But
treat yourself.
I think that it's becoming just lazy.
Well, the problem with treat yourself is that if you are someone who legitimately needs to treat yourself, then you go, girl. Get your pamper.
I don't
get your
think being
However,
sad and depressed is a reason to treat yourself.
No.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Okay, I appreciate that. Relying on that will offer momentary happiness, and then it will wear off very quickly, and you will realize that didn't necessarily.
You still
tick
need
the
to
box.
keep like good habits. I think. Like cooking, I'm talking straight.
What I'm saying is there's people that are under the illusion that they're struggling and they're treating themselves.
Yeah.
And that's just because no one checked them. No one said, hey, champ, you're not doing as well as you think you are. You're not quite there yet. You're not really in pamper territory right now.
Yeah. You should probably go to therapy.
You should probably work a little bit harder at a few other things before you treat yourself.
Yeah.
And what is treating yourself? Really?
Sometimes it's Uber Eats in Messina.
Nice. That's good. We have one example of treat yourself. Is it getting a massage?
Yeah. And
Is having a...
Like I got a mani the other day because I was crying.
Feel good? Looks good.
Yeah. I ran into my ex and then my friend took one and I just started bawling and then my friend took one look at me and was like, let's go get a manicure.
Manis and petties, babe.
And I was like, let's.
Do they serve alcohol at Manis and petty bars?
No, but they should.
Because
not as like just like the little,
Stop picking it. You just got it done.
Yeah, I know. I smudged it straight away. I can't have nice things. Damn it. That's what I get. Yeah. Treating myself.
Treat yourself. Yeah. No, so like people should totally treat themselves. But I think there are people that are under the illusion that they're either doing it tougher
that they deserve
or like rah. I don't know. No one checked them.
Yeah.
That's bad parenting.
Yeah.
There's some bad parenting out there. Do you reckon you could chalk most of it down to that?
Well, yeah, because I think that from like a very vulnerable, you are 100% a product of your parents.
Yeah.
And your influences. And when you're that young and vulnerable.
Because kids are smart. We've spoken about this. Smart. They're not dumb.
Kids ain't dumb.
They know what's up.
Yeah.
Just because they don't speak all the words.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they don't know the things.
They can definitely feel like energy, but they just don't know like what exactly. Like if mum and dad are fighting, they're like, "Oh, I'm angry," but like
I don't know why.
They can't articulate it.
Kind of like us at times. I don't think you ever really grow up.
Oh, yeah.
I just think you get a little bit more well dressed, and you stop scuffing your school shoes.
Yeah. Oh no, I still do that.
You still scuff your shoes?
Yeah, but I pay my own rent.
You go, girl.
Yeah.
You work.
Yeah, you better work, bitch.
Better work. All right. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure listening to you, Pearl. This has been the Pretty Cast, episode 18. You can subscribe. You can like. You can do all the things of the nature.
You can tune in next week.
We'll see you then.
Bye.
Ciao.